iOS updates got your Facebook ads tanking and you crying in a corner? Well, let's fix that. I'm about to share my most advanced marketing strategies to survive the iOS update and keep your Facebook ads profitable. Ready to dive in with me? Let's go. Okay, so hello there. I'm Karizma, founder of Karizma Marketing and the Facebook ads course, Social Savvy. And today we're going to talk about the iOS updates and how to survive them. If you are an advertiser, an agency, a freelancer, or you yourself run your own e-commerce based business, you may be crying about all these updates. Now, right now it's August 2021. The updates already happened back in April and we're learning more about it. And that's why I wanted to wait to come out with a video so that we understood how to navigate it as an agency running millions in ad spend for our clients and what we're doing about it and how we prepared for it so that our ads didn't all of a sudden tank. Now, the iOS update's a real thing, you guys. It's a real thing. It is affecting ads. It is affecting data. If you don't know what the iOS update really is, and it's still kind of confusing to you, it happened when iOS 14 came out on iOS devices, meaning iPhones mostly, and users had an option to opt out of tracking. And because tracking can be scary and privacy can be scary and consumers don't really understand the benefits of actually being tracked and being remarketed with ads that save you money or relevant offers, a lot of them opt out. And it's really interesting because we have actual screenshots of our reporting from Facebook pre-iOS update and our reporting after, and over 70% of the data has been wiped clean, completely wiped clean. So we can see in our reporting, I really hope I have another video I can show you soon with that because your jaw would drop. So iOS made it so now in the ads manager, it's near impossible to track certain things, such as did the conversion, the purchase or whatever we're optimizing for happen on Facebook or Instagram? What was the age? What was the gender of the person purchasing? Did they opt out and can we just not see it anymore, right? It also changed attribution windows. Now, attribution is a really geeky topic. I actually love to talk about it. A lot of marketers, a lot of business owners don't know what it means actually, but what it really means is how was the marketing attributed to your overall revenue? And that's either done by a click. So if someone clicks, there's a certain time frame that Facebook will attribute that ad to generating revenue for you. It ended up in a purchase. And then there's view through attribution. View through is like going on a highway and there's a banner you pass and you view it, right? Or it's like a television commercial, you view it. You never clicked, but still because that person was served an ad, they viewed it. And if they purchased within a certain time frame, you will still get the attribution for that. I don't want to get too deep into that topic, but it's important to understand because Facebook used to allow you to extend the attribution very generously. They used to allow up to 28 days click and even up to 28-day views, no more. So now we have a 7-day click attribution and up to a 1-day view. So you can do this in many different ways. 7-day click, 1-day click, 1-day view, and do some different combinations there, but that's all you get. And if someone has opted out of iOS, we're not quite sure, we're not certain if this is true, but if someone has opted out, we may still get, if they purchase within a 24-hour period, and we have 1-day click set as our attribution window on our ad sets, then we may be able to actually track that purchase if purchase is the top prioritized event. Now, if this is going whoosh right over your head, don't you worry, I got you, boo. That might be something that more advanced marketers understand. So how do we deal with this now? Now that we've lost data, we don't know who's purchasing, which ads are really working, what's going on. And by the way, with the iOS update, there was a delayed attribution as well. So before, it was when the ad was served, that would be the date in which the attribution would be tagged to. Now, what happens is about 25% of people or so or less are allowing for tracking. So for those people who are allowing for tracking on iOS devices, this doesn't affect Android. But for those people who are allowing for tracking, what will happen is up to 7 days after they click, as long as that's our attribution setting in our ad set level, we will see the attribution come in from the date of purchase. Okay, from the date of purchase, and even that can be delayed by up to 3 days. So let me give you an example. A person clicks on an ad on Monday, and then they go ahead and they don't purchase till, let's say, Friday. And that's within 7 days. So we get the attribution, but the attribution from that ad doesn't come in until possibly the following Monday. So if we cut our ads out too soon and too quickly, we won't actually give time for Facebook's algorithm and for the reporting to catch up because of these new delays and everything else going on versus the ad being served or the purchase happening, where before we would have had the attribution come in on Friday because the ad was served on Monday and they purchased and we had enough time there and it came in pretty quickly. So you can see how these affect us. Now, if the person has purchases outside of a 7-day window, let's say you have a higher price point item, guess what? You don't get to track that. So how do we fix this problem? Well, we become really smart marketers. So I'm going to give you some really advanced tips on how we can do this. And if you want to dive deeper into this, we do have the Social Savvy course. We will link it below. It is under 2.0 construction, should be released by the end of 2021. And we will actually walk you through every single tip and the actual implementation of it. Okay. So tip number 1, how to navigate the iOS update and survive. Make sure to verify your domain. You will see this option in your Facebook Ads Manager under the left-hand side of your Ads Manager. I will put a screenshot right here. Make sure that you go ahead and verify it. In Social Savvy, we'll actually walk you through the exact settings and steps to do that. You don't have to be a technical genius or a coder. We'll just show you how to do it. Now, number 2, you need to make sure you prioritize your 8 events that you want to optimize for. Now, Facebook really, for the most part, is only going to be able to track that top event. For an e-commerce business, it's going to be purchases, and you can choose whether you want that to be optimized by value. And if you do that, that will take up 4 of your 8 events. So you're going to be somewhat limited. In our agency, from purchase, we'll go ahead and do add to cart, we'll do view content, and we will do lead is kind of what we do from my memory. And we do keep the value on for the purchase as of right now. That could always change in the future. So number 3, you need to make sure you actually have the Facebook Conversions API properly set. Now, this is a really big one. This is one that causes so much confusion. You may think you have it properly set. I guarantee you probably don't. And it's pretty technical. We will do a full training on it in Social Savvy. Our team has our training already. We've implemented this for all of our agency clients, but you will implement it by using the Facebook channel on the back end of Shopify, for example, if you're on Shopify or your e-commerce platform. And then from there, you'll need to do some advanced settings in your events manager. Okay, number 4, focus on email list building. Now, why is this more important than ever? Because number 1 is the rug just got pulled from under us on Facebook. So it just goes to show you that you can't be building your castle on someone else's foundation, right? So we need, the only thing we really own in our business is our website traffic and our emails, and now up and rising SMS. Phone numbers. And so we want to really focus heavily on email list building strategies and email marketing strategies because 1, we can match those back to Facebook as custom audiences. Number 2, we can reach them without ads, without needing Facebook, and for free. Number 3, emails have some of the highest ROA, return on investment ROI out of any other marketing strategy. Most of our clients are getting 40x plus return on investment on Klaviyo. That's our email marketing preferred partner. We're gold master with them. And our team has sent over 1 billion emails and has worked with over 300 clients. So if you want to get hooked up and start really generating revenue, if you're not making at least 30% of your revenue through email marketing, go ahead and just reach out to me in the comments and I will get you in touch with our email marketing team. And the cool thing about Klaviyo is that they have dynamic custom audiences. So every day it updates to Facebook's custom audiences. So as new people come in, as you're list building, they get pulled through to Facebook as a custom audience that you can remarket to, okay? Now, number 5 is the same vein, but it's focusing on SMS marketing. Now, SMS is kind of booming right now because of so many things coming together. Number 1 was, people felt like email was antiquated, a couple of years ago, although I still think it's the most powerful tool we can use to really reach our clients. And number 2 is people don't change phone numbers. They just don't, they change emails. Like, think about it. If you're around my age, You know, you started your Facebook account back in like 2009, okay? Back on like your old teenage email address or something, right? Or from your 20s. And so what happened is you likely don't use that email address very much anymore. So when we are matching back our email list to Facebook and the registered email is different from our email list, which is often the case, Facebook's not able to match that person if that's the only data that we're getting from them. But if we can get some more data points on the person, which is why the conversions API is very important, because it passes some other data points about the person through to Facebook from the server versus kind of like the pixel or the browser. If we can pass through phone number, it is a better matching tool. Not only that, it usually adds about a 12% lift to revenue from Klaviyo email marketing. And it's another way to reach out and kind of complement your email marketing strategy versus, again, spending money on ads. And to tell you the truth, it's quite affordable. Like, for example, Klaviyo SMS is $100 for about 2,000 contacts and 15,000 texts a month. So it's definitely a strategy. It pays itself back a lot. And again, if you need support with that, just reach out. We do provide those services. Okay, the next thing is what has not been affected by the iOS updates is any actions that happen on the platform itself. So anything that happens on Facebook or Instagram does not get affected, because the only things that are affected are like browser events, web events, right, outside of the actual app. So you can still retarget video views, you can still retarget engagement, right, or clicks on certain buttons on your page, all your followers. You can still do all of that. So that tip would be implement a really heavy social strategy, right? Really build up a warm social audience, because that will definitely help you. You certainly do not want to buy bots. And every time you make a video, what you can do is go back and retarget those video views. So for me personally, I'd be running a really heavy video views funnel at top of funnel. Get those video views, which are very inexpensive, usually definitely under 10 cents for the most part for a through play or a 10-second view, which brings down your middle of funnel costs. When you retarget those video views, which aren't affected now by the iOS update, you are able to kind of capture many more of them than you are with the iOS update. And now the next tip, which I kind of alluded to earlier, is focusing on a strong social following. If you bought bots, stop it. Or if you're doing it, stop it right now. It's really going to hurt your advertising, because you're not going to have a strong audience to market to on your social channels, and all those ads will tank. I guarantee you, I've seen it for plenty of clients. You can see right through it when people buy bots. Just don't do it. So focus really heavily on the social channel, because we can remarket to engagers, right? Your followers on Instagram, your followers on Facebook, people who DM you, those types of things. Those are all audiences that we can remarket to that are not affected by the iOS updates. Okay. Now, number 8, because audiences are much smaller now with the iOS update, because now matching is very difficult for Facebook. And so many people have opted out that an audience of, if 75% or more people are opting out, imagine out of 100 people that you used to be able to target, those have dwindled down to 25, right? So you need to do 2 separate things. One is to open up and expand your audiences. So at top of funnel, be way more broad, way more general, go into the millions, right? And test that and let the algorithm do its thing to try to find the right audiences for you, versus targeting very, very narrowly, because now the algorithm and Facebook's, they've lost so much data. So they're not going to be able to find your audience very easily. The same is true expanding audiences that are remarketing audiences. So let's say before you used to do a 7-day website visitors, for example, or add to carts. Well, remember, Facebook really can't see add to carts anymore if you're optimizing for purchases as your top event. So you're really your CPMs are going to skyrocket, meaning your cost per 1,000 impressions. So your ad costs are going to skyrocket, because Facebook cannot find this audience. And so it's very hard for them. So everything's going to kind of shoot up for you. So if, let's say, you used to do 7-day add to carts and view content, number 1 is I would stop doing that, because you're going to lose so many of your audience and your website visitors, because Facebook isn't seeing them. And then I would expand or consider expanding the audience to like 14-day website visitors. So not only are we expanding the days, but we're expanding to just general website visitors. Is this ideal? No, of course not. We'd like to get much more targeted, but this is what we're dealing with in this moment. And this is the only choice we really have. And then the next thing is to expand targeting. So what you can do at top of funnel is, let's say you do want to find a targeted audience that, let's say, is into organic skincare, and you're coming up with, let's say, 1 million people. Well, as soon as you hit expanded targeting, that will really allow the algorithm to first start with what you wanted, but also expand if it feels like it can find the right audience for you outside of the targeting you've set. You can find that in the ad set level and let the algorithm again start to work for you. Okay. Number 9, you want to use UTM parameters. Now, it's still, again, a little bit up in the air if those UTM parameters are going to get dropped off in Google Analytics. So far, it looks okay, but we'll see. And remember, Google Analytics is last click attribution. So if someone saw your ad and then clicked on an email, like they saw your ad, clicked on it, went to the website, opted into a pop-up on the website to save 10%, and then got the email from the website with that 10% code and clicked on that email, purchased, well, Google Analytics will give the attribution to the email provider like Klaviyo versus the Facebook ad. So these things can get tricky. Attribution is always very tricky. But we did notice that in Klaviyo, our team noticed that in their advanced kind of reporting and their metrics and analytics, we're able to actually pull more UTM parameters than even Facebook is reporting. So we can see additional purchases from our ad campaigns coming in from our ad campaign UTM parameters that are not even showing in the Facebook Ads Manager. So that's been another great tool for us to, again, kind of like triangulate your data, right? So using UTM parameters will allow you to pull data on many different platforms and try to make sense of all of it. So definitely add those. We do show you how to do all of that in Social Savvy as well. Okay, the final tip, number 10, in how to navigate and survive this iOS update and keep your ads profitable is to use an omni-channel marketing approach. So what does that mean? It means that you don't want to build your castle on a single provider's foundation. Okay, so we're going to want to incorporate things like email marketing, SMS marketing, Google Ads, SEO, right? Website conversion rate optimization, lead gen. These are the types of things, affiliate marketing, that are other ways to YouTube. YouTube's huge, right? Co-partnerships and co-branding campaigns. These are the things that can really move your business forward where you're not even relying on Facebook ads, right? And you're not relying on iOS, because at that point you're having your eggs kind of spread out from this one basket. And we don't want to put all of our marketing eggs in one basket. That's why our agency is an omni-channel marketing agency. We don't want to just build our clients on one platform. We know that it's incredibly risky. And if the platform is gone tomorrow and our client's making $100,000 a month on that platform, they're out of $100,000 a month. Could you imagine if our clients, all they were doing were Facebook ads and then iOS came along? But because they have heavy email marketing, because they have heavy SEO, right? Because they're working on SMS, we've implemented lead gen on their website. Their websites are converting really well. Because we do all of these other strategies, we're not so concerned about iOS because we have other areas in which we can make revenue. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Now, what you can do is click a link to my website below. You can learn about Social Savvy. We will be relaunching Social Savvy 2.0 probably in the fall of 2021. And in Social Savvy, it is the industry leader in Facebook ads and skyrocketing your knowledge and becoming a novice to a ninja. And it goes far beyond just ads. It goes into mindset, into sales psychology, into super technical implementation and things that no other Facebook ads course is doing. So it is like the Cadillac of Facebook ad courses. And in that, we will show you how to do all these things, set up the custom audiences, the conversion API, how to increase website conversion rates, how to work on list building, and so much more. So if you want to learn more about that, just go ahead and go to karizma.com and you can explore there. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if it was helpful, and I will look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye.